Hello, beautiful Pisceans. Thank you for, I'm not doing my intro because this is on Patreon. Hello, beautiful Pisces. I can't even think of, I don't know why my brain won't compute when I'm like, hello, beautiful Pisces, welcome to my channel. It's like my brain will not switch out the beautiful people versus beautiful Pisces. But anyway, hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Things. And I'm your host, Boogie Down Bronx. And I'm here to take care of the spicy Pisces. Pisces only for your Pisces only exclusive reading for Pisces season, as well as getting ready for Saturn and Pisces. I am going to be focusing heavily on Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius for the next few weeks, as we are moving into Saturn and Pisces, which will be affecting mutable signs the most, because Pisces is opposite of Virgo and square to Gemini and Sagittarius. So mutable signs will feel the energy affecting them the strongest. So look out for several different posts that I will have on here, and then kind of building up to the bigger reading on YouTube that I drop closer to when Saturn actually goes into Pisces. Okay. So with that being said, we're just going to see based on I looked at y'all's comments on what you guys needed guidance on, what you wanted to know, what you wanted to hear. So we will start unpacking that today. Quick shout out or special announcement. Okay. And this is only going to be exclusively for now for Patreon members. All right. So I am about to drop, you can see the pictures in this post. I am dropping Saturn and Pisces merch, as well as Pluto and Aquarius merch, and just Saturn return merch as well. More Pisces gear. So if you are a mutable sign or you're having your Saturn return, check out the merch. It's not out yet, but just to give you an idea of what to expect, and you guys will get early access, and I will create a discount code for you guys specifically on Patreon. So shout out to y'all for being here. Thank you for being here. You're seeing this exclusively, and you get early access to exclusive merchandise and products as well. So let's get into this reading for you. If you have Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, or Saturn, even North or South Node, you can watch this reading to see how Saturn and Pisces will be influencing you, and just anything else that comes out for advice. All right. If you're not, you could be watching for a Pisces placement. All right. So let me see if there was anything specifically I wanted to talk about in this one. I usually take notes on these types of videos. So Pisces, I'm going to focus more on the mutable reading that I do as well. A lot of you wanted to know about career, how to navigate the different energies. But first and foremost, let's get started talking about Saturn and Pisces. So this transit is going to be very, very important, because Saturn is very slow moving, and it not as slow as Pluto, but slow. I think Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for over 20 years, but this Saturn and Pisces transit's only going to be for about 2.5 years. So when you put Saturn in the sign of Pisces, it's not the best type of energy. It doesn't really like to be there, because Saturn is about structure and discipline and responsibility, and Pisces is about emotion and intuition and going with the flow and doing things from a very intuitive, not so logical standpoint. So it doesn't really like that type of energy. But it's going to be very important that if you have Pisces placements, or you have these aspects in your chart happening with this Saturn and Pisces, that we're moving into a time where we're practicing disciplined adaptability. I like the way that sounds. Disciplined adaptability, because Saturn is discipline, Pisces is adaptability. Okay. We're moving from a fixed sign in Saturn, which was Aquarius, to a mutable sign, which means there's no more rigidity. Rigidity is not going to get you to where you need to go. So things always being calculated, always being a certain way, always being, constantly in motion. It's just, you're not going to have an easy time if you have a lot of fixed energy. It may be more challenging if you're somebody that prefers structure. You don't really go with the flow. So, that's why this may be a little bit harder for Virgo, even though Virgo is a mutable sign, or even with Gemini and Sag, having to move based off of how you feel versus what makes the most sense all the time. So you are in this place where you have to be disciplined in learning that you have to come up with discipline surrounding adapting to your environment, to your emotions, to situations, to other people. Okay. Adapting based on your intuition and feeling, and adjusting based on what you need, at that time. Now, this is something that, with you having Saturn, it's something that you have to practice. It's something that you have to do multiple times to get the results you want. It's not just something that, I tried it once, it didn't work, so I give up. No, Saturn's going to make you keep trying different things to adapt and to figure out what feels right. Okay. We're moving into a place where we're not so much thinking, we're doing a lot more feeling. So if you're naturally a thinker, you're naturally somebody that is more logical, you're like, I want to have a plan and I want to move based off of what I can see, you're going to really struggle here. So it's something that you have to learn to balance those two, but more lean into what you cannot see, because Pisces is about blind faith, right? And Saturn is about the effort that breeds results. So it's like you have to have faith in your efforts that they will breed rewards, even if you don't know exactly what that path looks like. You're just moving along the way. Like your path is going to be looking like this. Like there's no like straightforward, this is the path you have to take to get to the destination you want to get to. It's just be dedicated to not giving up on figuring out what works to make your vision happen. Just adapt as you need to. So it's not something you need to cry about whenever you're on the path and things switch up, or you have to move different because you feel a different way, or maybe it doesn't align with your integrity or your morals. Move accordingly is really what is getting at for you. Pisces placements, okay? It's not going to always make sense. Pisces deals with the subconscious mind. It deals with the fantasy realms. It deals with what is hidden. It deals with what we cannot see. So that means that you will not always have any type of solid proof that something you're doing is going to work out. It's just something you intuitively know. Intuition is not something you can explain. If you can explain it, then it's not intuition. Remember that. All right. This is a time where we have to get more disciplined with connecting to our higher selves and our spirituality, because those are the things that Pisces deals with. It deals with other realms. It doesn't just deal with like earthly things. All right. And then we are really focusing on empathy and compassion. Okay. Empathy and compassion goes a long way, but at the same time, being careful of sacrificing yourself for others. Okay, so there's a fine line. Either be careful about sacrificing yourself for others, but also you will have to make sacrifices for something that you want, because Saturn has to do with sacrifice as well. Sacrifice for the greater goal, for the vision, for the end result, right? So you're going to see a lot of people, and this could be you as well, where you want to quit smoking or quit drinking or quit doing things that are unhealthy. So you have to make that sacrifice to give up something temporarily until you reach a greater goal, right? So you're giving up one thing because the result of that would be much greater than what you are losing, right? Sacrificing leaving home for some career, or leaving this and going to that, leaving good and going to great. Okay, so just remember that it is going to come with something you are going to find you are sacrificing, because as long as it's like, not going against you and your morals, your integrity, and you're doing it because you believe that this is the best thing to do, it's not selfish at all. Anything selfish is going to really breed a backfiring result for you, because Pisces is about compassion and empathy and the lack of ego. So it's like, if you're doing things for selfish reasons or just to gain something from it that is not like from the heart, it's from the mind, from the ego, like I said, then you will find that it does not work out for you, or somehow it backfired. There's consequences, right? But if you know that you're doing something because it's was best for you, was best for others, was best for your health, whatever it is, then you're likely to have a successful outcome if you stay committed to that. as well as being careful of sacrificing yourself, because Pisces is about sacrifice. But sacrificing yourself for those who are not a part of your goal, right? So you know that you have a goal in mind, but you sacrifice yourself for certain relationships, certain friends that you want approval from. You're going to find that you go down a deep, dark hole if you're sacrificing for the wrong people, the wrong things, okay? People that are not aiding to your growth, do not support you, are not bringing any success to you, not bringing any positive energy to you. You're just doing it because you're trying to gain something from them. That is ego. If you sacrifice yourself with expectation of gaining something in return from someone, that is ego. That is self-serving. Okay. And that can be a little confusing because it's like, okay, sacrificing good for great, but it just comes with like discernment. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're sacrificing yourself because you want somebody to love you, and you're hoping that in return they'll love you or they'll give you approval or validation. That is ego. Okay. That's not because you really care about the person. So, take that, do with that as you wish. Okay. So that's the first thing to keep in mind for you, Pisces. Now let's get into some advice for what are the main themes coming up for Pisces, the main types of advice coming up, the main themes coming up for you that you need to keep in mind as you are going through this transition for Saturn and Pisces. All Pisces placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Saturn, North Node, South Node. What do we have for Pisces at this time as the advice? Adjustments are required. Almost dropped it. Literally what I said in the beginning, adaptability, adjustments, same thing, okay? A stubborn attitude is not going to get you where you need to be. South Node, don't let your past hold you back, especially if you have Pisces South Node. What specifically about our past are you referring to, Spirit? All right, we have Aquarius energy. Show the world the real you. And what else for Pisces? What do you need to release? Okay, Pisces can be also correlated to loss. All right. And then we have Pisces card at the bottom. Full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Well, there you have it, folks. Spirit is on the money again. And we know this. All right, so let's pull. I'm going to pull from my everything deck as well. This deck, I am going to be moving it actually over to Etsy when I get more copies. So look out for that. The Etsy shop is linked on this post as well. All right. For Pisces, don't let your past hold you back. So what major themes are coming out? Where are adjustments required for Pisces? Blessing in disguise. Where are adjustments required for Pisces placements with this transit and this energy coming out? Stable. Fight for your stability is what I'm hearing. Therapist. So it's going to take you investing more into your own healing, okay? Pisces is a sign about healing, not just healing others, but healing yourself. Could be if you have Chiron in Pisces, this can relate to you as well. All right, don't let your past hold you back. Let's see what areas where would we be holding ourselves back or letting our past hold us back. There's someone better. Soulmate. Where would our past be holding us back? For Pisces, where would our past be holding us back? Okay, so let's start with these for right now. Okay, so first things first, adjustments are required. Like I said, Saturn and Pisces, this is a time period where we need to learn how to be more adaptable and faster. Okay, intuition is fluid. It fluctuates. It moves. It's always changing based on where we're at, free will, all these things. And so there has to be discipline with adaptability. So blessings in disguise. All right. When it comes down to things that we wanted to work out, but they suddenly did not work out, or something happened where we have to now adjust, we have to look at it as that we are being protected. Okay, don't look at it as a way to then start like victimizing yourself and being like, woe is me. No, this means that, okay, now it's time to adapt. And it's going to be much easier to adapt rather than being stuck on why it did not happen. You getting stuck on why something did not work out, why it did not happen, is going to cause you a lot more pain and suffering than you need to. Okay. So don't get stuck on it. You have letters in name O, Q, U, X, or Z. This could be something or somebody with these letters where you are going to have to make an adjustments in regards to that person or that thing. You have stable. So there is going to have to be adjustments in order for you to really get to the stability that you are seeking, and have to figure out what stability looks like for you, because it's in a watery Pisces energy. Stability looks different for everybody, and what feels and looks like stability to you may waver a lot. It may change a lot, and it's going to cause you having to make certain adjustments to figure out, okay, what does true stability look and feel like to me? It could be something that is very fluid. It is something that is very flexible. So you may have those moments where one thing you think is making you stable, it changes and it doesn't make you feel secure anymore. So you do have to, get more grounded and figure out, okay, how do I need to adjust to get to desired stability? And then you have therapists, like I said, investing more in your mental health, and adjustments are required in order for you to get the healing or the mental help you need. Pisces is a sign that can be affiliated with addiction, drugs, using different things to cope. So it's something where you have to get more discipline and people that can hold you accountable to make sure you don't fall into escapist tendencies, and therefore investing in a high quality therapist or support group, or getting your friends on board with what you are struggling with addiction, to make sure that you can get discipline in working through your mental health, because there is a direct correlation to the mind and mental health with Pisces and with Virgo. So keep that in mind, where adjustments will be required for you. Next, we have, I would have been very distraught if I was doing this whole reading and my microphone wasn't on. I would have literally, but yeah. So next one, don't let your past hold you back. You have, they won't reach out. You have soulmate. You have unfinished business. There's someone better. So for a lot of you, getting stuck on the past of a past person where you thought that they were the one type of thing. And it is like you're holding up a romanticized or idealized version of this person that you are now projecting onto every single person moving forward, or you are still allowing the past energy, the past people to come back into your life, especially if they have letters in name R, K, I, or J. All right. So you're letting somebody from the past have an emotional tie on you that they do not need to have. You're giving them too much attention, whether emotionally, mentally, or physically. You're still feeding them your energy, because you are somehow comparing them, or you're not closing the door on this unfinished business here. You have there's someone better. You have soulmate. So some of you are moving into a new territory where you're meeting different soulmates. You're meeting people that are better for you. But a lot of you still getting hung up on this past person where you're like, oh, what if? Or, you're mirroring the past with the new people, or you're subconsciously looking for people who mirror your past, instead of understanding that there's something of your past that is you're attached to, or you're codependent on, or that there's a trauma bond or something from your parents possibly. But it's like it's holding you back, that either you're not in connection with this person or something that they've done to you. It's like you have to really let that go. You have to shed that old part of you that was affiliated with this energy, this past person. But yeah, you let your past hold you back. It's showing up in the form of a person. Okay. For some, I'm hearing a dad, like I'm hearing like a father figure, or something that somebody you were raised by, or somebody you have like a lot of history with here. Okay, so be careful about that. Consider like doing a cord cutting from this person, or intentionally making sure that you're shedding those parts of yourself that you associated with that person. Okay, with that energy here. Now, moving right along, show the world the real you, and what do you need to release for others for for Pisces, we're going to pull from my surrender deck to close it all out here for your advice. What do you need to release? Let's see what the surrender deck says you need to release. What is for Pisces placements, for Saturn and Pisces? What is it that they need to heavily focus on releasing? Surrender to your soul's path. It's very fitting. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Show the world the real you. I believe that's what that's correlating to. Surrender to inner peace. Let's get one more for Pisces. Surrender to your full power. Okie dokie. Now I want to pull from this card. This card is kind of like, reminds me a little bit of like a shadow work deck. So I'm going to get a card for Pisces in regards to one thing for shadow work that they really need to focus on. I may feel called to pull more. Oops. One thing for Pisces in regards to shadow work. One thing for Pisces in regards to shadow work. Hold on. These cards are so slippery. Let's see. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Let's see what it says in this book. If I can find it in here. Pentacles. Swords. Here they are. Oh, sorry, y'all. Give me a second. This book is a little small. I'm trying to... Okay. Ace of Swords. Time to make a decision. Consider a new way of thinking or use logic regarding the situation or relationship. Upright. Ideas. Logic. Clarity. So I do feel like... you know, it's a slippery slope, because obviously there are times where logic is very necessary, and it's going to be, I think this showed up in your shadow work, because it is going to be very hard sometimes to discern when to use logic versus when to use your emotions. And so that's why it's going to take a lot of shadow work, which means going within yourself and figuring out the areas where you tend to use emotion where you need to be using logic, or using logic where you need to be using emotion. And that is where the Saturn influence is going to help us and ground us and get us more disciplined, and saying, look, there are times when your emotions are not going to be helping you in the situation. They're going to be hindering you. And there's other times where logic is not giving you the answers you're looking for. You need to lean in your intuition and your emotions. So it is going to take you getting very, very, very in tune with yourself, with your guides, with your spirituality, with you, so that you know exactly when to use it, and learning to develop a better trust within yourself, and being like, okay, let me see where I tend to sabotage by trying to use my emotions as a way to move through a situation that is requiring me to stick to the facts and be very logical and very practical about this, because emotionally I've been in this situation several times and it has not gotten me where I need to go, versus me trying to look at a situation that I know I need to follow my heart. I know I need to lead with my heart, because that's going to give me an outcome that satisfies me. But instead I'm using logic to, stay safe. So be careful about that, Pisceans. All right. Surrender to your soul's path. Your life journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. So this is a time where a lot of soul searching is happening. Pisces is about the soul. It's about being in tune with who we are at our core. And so therefore, there are going to be a lot of twists and turns. There's going to be a lot you need to adapt to that gets you to that path of who am I really? And by the end of this transit, we're going to know way more about ourselves and what we want and who we are. But it does take you to trusting yourself a lot, which some of you just do not do. And you're just like, I don't trust myself, so I don't trust anything. I don't know what's going on. But you're going to have to be more disciplined, and like, okay, if you want to know where you're going, or, what you are, who you are, it is going to take you doing some inner work, doing some soul searching, being alone, figuring out how to get to the bottom of you and why you are the way you are. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Do not let your past hold you back. Who in your life has influenced you the most to create this version of who you are today that you need to dissect and understand? This is a version that was placed upon me by my family, by my environment, by my exes, by my friends. This is not who I really am. Show the world the real you. Who are you after you peel those layers back? After, like, who were you before that happened, before that trauma, before that relationship? That is the person that you want to get back to. So Saturn in Pisces is about undoing. We have to do a lot of work of undoing. We got to do a lot of undoing. Okay. And this is what it's really saying for you, Pisces. It's saying something or a series of events from your past has led you to be this person that you are today, right now. But a lot of it is projection onto you that you have just accepted and just embraced. When you peel off all those layers, that's what you're left with. And who is that person? Okay. That's where we're trying to find. Who are we before all of these other people and these expectations? We want to get back to ourselves, get back to our inner peace, our inner sanctuary, our soul. Okay. Who were we before this world tainted us and warped us and changed us and shaped us? All right. Who have we let ourselves become? Surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Okay. And showing up as your most authentic self is what we are moving into, and who and what we want to really accomplish. So it takes a lot of discipline to say, I need to figure out who I am, what I want. I need to figure out who has influenced me, why I let them influence me, and how do I get back to myself, period. And I will adjust as I need to. I will cut people off. I will be alone. I will move environments as I feel called to. I will intuitively follow my heart because that is what I need to do. Okay. So it's about getting disciplined in all those areas to figure out and discern when to listen to your intuition, when your logic has not helped you, and knowing the difference. So that's what we have for you, Pisces, for your first bit of advice. Please let me know how this resonated for you. Please comment, like, check out the Etsy shop for more of the gear as I release the Saturn and Pisces gear and other Pisces gear. There's a Pisces season shirt up there right now. Tell people about this video if you feel like it'll help somebody, and tell them to get on the Patreon and get into this information. It's really good stuff, y'all. Refer to this video as much as you need to, whenever you need it, to help you navigate these energies. Thank you for watching. I am at Tarot by Bronx. I'll see the mutable signs real soon on everything.